Welcome everyone to the third and final episode of All in the Timing. Here to introduce the show is Miss Deborah Arders.
Hi, thank you so much, Mr. Gongora. And good evening, drama fans, drama majors, and drama families. We are really excited to present our third and final segment of our virtual series of All in the Timing. The drama department has been working all year and building up to present our spring show, and then, well, you know what happened. So we are grateful to at least have this format to celebrate and showcase their work. Tonight, you will see two scenes from All in the Timing by award-winning playwright David Ives. Now, a fun drama fact is a couple years ago, the drama majors had a chance to meet with the playwright David Ives in New York City at one of his shows at the Classic Stage Company. And we had a chance to receive his updates on the text we were working on and notes that he had for our high-tech production. But fast forward to tonight, class of 2020, I had to take a moment to publicly thank you for all of your hard work these past 4 years. Your dedication was extraordinary. So let me just do a thank you to Sophia, to Chris, to Daniela, to Stephanie, to Ariana, and to Luke. I really appreciate all that you brought to the department, and you will be missed. Another shout out to the senior drama parents and families for all of your help and all of your support during these past 4 years. Thanks for always being there and pitching in. And thanks to the Baldassaris, the Bandos, the Diazes, the Corleys, the Martinezes, and the Reyes family. It has been an absolute delight to have these 4 years with all of you, and we are all so grateful. And lastly, a thanks to our administration for their support of our program this year and all of the years that we've been here. Now, I turn over the spotlight to our own rising senior drama major, who will be the MC and the stage manager, Quincy Willingham. And also a special thank you to our very capable and talented director and my esteemed colleague, Ms. Rebecca Servan.
Good evening and welcome to the third and final live stream episode of All in the Timing by David Ives. I want to take the time to thank the actors tonight for being brave enough to follow me through this strange virtual rehearsal process. You committed to the work even when you weren't sure of what the outcome would be, and I appreciate that. This is different from anything any of us have done before, and we certainly wish you could have seen it in the black box, but we are also very proud of what we have accomplished in this format. There may be some tech issues that are out of our control tonight. Someone's screen may freeze or internet connection could be lagging. We're doing a live show here, so if you see an actor's face freeze and their voice is still talking, I just think that that's really great robot character work, and we should applaud that. David Ives' All in the Timing is a play comprised of scenes that take philosophical questions and imagines them as real-life situations. The monologue and scene tonight involve a great deal of character work, and the actors were urged to push past their comfort level in terms of character, yet still maintain truthful, moment-to-moment listening and responding. This episode is about people in many different stages of love, and how the stages repeat almost methodically with each new relationship. I love this play and I love these kids, and I'm so happy that we found a way to honor the work that they have done on this show. And now, may I present your MC this evening, the lovely Miss Quincy.
When I roll into the Wild Wild West, when I stroll into the Wild Wild West, when I bounce into the Wild Wild West,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our final show of All the Timing by David Ives. My name is Quincy, and I will be your MC for tonight on our final night together. So sad, but all good things must come to an end. For the final performance, we have two good ones. First off, we have a monologue by one of our star sophomores, Essence Bavard Alvador. I give to you a singular kind of girl. I'll be reading the stage direction so you can picture what we will present to you today. A young girl is out on a Saturday night in her best shoes, talking to a guy she met at a bar. He's nice, she likes her, but she's got sort of a confession.
I know what you're thinking. You're looking at me and you're saying to yourself, average girl, normal human being, nothing out of the ordinary. Well, that's what I thought too, for lots of years. And boy, was I wrong. Now I look back and I think I always really knew the truth about myself underneath. It's like sometimes look at the mirror in the morning and I'd get this weird feeling like what I was looking at wasn't really what I was looking at. Or I'd be standing in a crowd at a party and I'd suddenly get this idea like I was standing in this huge empty space and there wasn't anybody around me for miles, episodes of that station, if you know that beautiful word. And then one day I had I don't know what you'd even call it, a mystical experience. So I was walking down Lex over in the 30s when I go by this office supply shop, just a crummy little place. But I turn and I look and I see an Olivetti Model 250 portable electric typewriter. Are you familiar with that particular model? Have you ever seen the old Olivetti? Well, let me tell you, it is sublime. The lines, the shape, the slant of the keyboard, it's all there. It's a thing of beauty. Anyways, I'm standing there looking at this thing. And it's like I recognize it from someplace. Like I'm looking at family somehow. Like I'm seeing some long lost older brother for the first time. And what I realized was that's me. Right there. That thing in the window is exactly what I feel like on the inside. Same lines, same shape, same aesthetic. And what I realized was I am a typewriter. No, really, a typewriter. All those years, I thought I was a human being, but on the inside, I was really an Olivetti 250 with automatic correctability. And you know what? I can't even type. Needless to say, this revelation came as a shock. At least now I know how come I always got off on big words like gestation or phenomenological or subcutaneous. Words are what a typewriter is all about, right? Problem is, it could be a difficult thing, being a typewriter in the world of human beings. And here I am being replaced every day by word processors. Who needs a typewriter anymore? Here, I finally figure out what I really am. I'm an antique already. Plus, there's my love life, which is problematic to say the least. The difficulties involved in a typewriter finding a suitable partner in this town are fairly prodigious, as you can imagine. At least now I know. Hands. Yeah, hands. They're practically the first thing I notice. Nice set of shapely fingers, good manicure, soft skin, no hangnails. I'm not a finger fetishist or anything. You understand? It's just you've got a pretty nice pair of hands yourself there. That's what I noticed. That's how come I stepped over here to talk to you. I know this all sounds pretty loony. You understand? It's just somehow I felt like I could trust you and. What? I beg your pardon? You're what? You're not a guy? Of course you're a guy. You're a handsome guy. You're what? You're actually a sheet of paper. 10-pound bond. Ivory tinted. You're cotton fiber. Glad to meet you.
Wow, what such raw and amazing talent from a young star. For our final performance to wrap up the show, we have 7 menus. With the theme and culture of a sitcom, 7 menus discusses people's relations with each other, with an extraordinary cast consisting of Luke Reyes, Daniel Diaz, Olivia Burns, Saya Khan, Emily Hernandez, Essence Brevard Alvador, Lucy Barron, and Zariah Ford. I give to you 7 menus. I'll be reading the stage directions one last time so we can set up the scene together. A restaurant booth, Jack, Ruth, Hazel, and Paul, all in their early 30s, reading menus.
So why did they call this place 7 Menus?
I really like this place, Ruth.
I thought you would.
There's only one menu.
Interesting decor.
Jack introduced me.
I like to think of this as a high order of coffee shop, a sort of a transcendental diner.
Well, it's the first menu I've ever seen that says substitutions welcomed.
Shouldn't we ask for the other 6?
The other 6 what?
The other 6 menus.
Paul.
Huh?
What?
happened?
I knew you were going to say that.
What happened, Paul?
I knew you two were going to say that.
We always know exactly what we're going to say.
That's the great part.
It is.
Well, it's part of the great part.
The other part we'll save for later.
Cool it, lovebirds. We got health regulations to watch out for here.
I don't get it.
Are you still searching for the lost menu?
Why 7 menus if there's only one?
Maybe it's a translation.
But whatever happened to truth in advertising?
Maybe 7 menus is Chinese for happiness or something.
But this place isn't Chinese. I can't tell what it is.
That's what they'll say about you someday, you know.
About me?
You're in advertising, aren't you?
I am indeed.
They'll say, whatever happened to Ruth in advertising?
Ouch. Ouch.
Sorry.
Who owns this place anyway?
Greeks. Of course.
Of course. Greeks own all restaurants everywhere.
After inventing tragedy, all that was left was food services.
This is all going too fast for me.
Well, who wants what? Let's order.
Will you look at that menu?
Cajun kielbasa? Char siu with bean sprouts?
What's Joya de la Chasse?
Joy the chase?
Crown of the chase, wild fowls stuffed with venison.
How did you know that?
I don't know. Doesn't everybody know that?
Well, I didn't know that.
She must have had it with some other guy, Jack.
I guess so.
Well, I want a salad.
Pastrami on rye for me.
You know what I've got a taste for? French toast.
For supper?
Actually, it's the syrup, but I really want some sugar.
Well, it's a change anyway.
Only there's no French toast on this menu.
So order another menu.
Where are the other menus?
Did you know that all the time we were dating, no matter what time of day it was, all Paul would ever order was meatloaf with gravy, mashed potatoes, and peas? Every single date we went on, morning, noon, or night.
Or maybe some pancakes.
So Paul used to be a real meatloaf and potatoes kind of guy.
Now all he wants is sugar.
It's a sad change.
I saw it coming.
Anyway, he mixed the peas in with the mashed potatoes and then swirl in the gravy and then sort of beat the meatloaf into submission until this whole mess on his plate was practically soup. And then he'd use a tablespoon to eat this goo.
Does his therapist know about this?
I can't believe you married a guy who did things like that, Hazel.
Sick, baby.
What about waffles? Do you think they have waffles at this place?
They have everything at this place.
Everything but I want.
When do you guys leave for the Cape?
Saturday morning, 10 sharp.
Well, that sure raised you out of your usual lethargy.
You guys should come up and see the house.
I'd be outclassed.
You can test the undertow.
You know, Ruth, I saw Scott when I was up in the Providence.
Oh yeah? How was that?
Should I leave the table?
Sit down.
Did you talk to him?
Are you kidding? I gave him hell.
No.
Well, not really.
I think I will leave the table.
Sit down.
I said that Ruth had hooked up with this terrific guy named Jack and that she was very happy. And that he, Scott, was pass, imperfect.
This is excruciating.
I don't get why you should find this so excruciating.
Because I could be him someday. People sitting around and calling me a jerk and me without the girl.
He was a jerk.
Well, just reminds you a little of the transience of love.
Love? Transient?
You know what I studied in college, don't you?
I'm afraid to ask.
Romance languishes.
That's pretty funny.
Jesus Christ.
So, what did he say when you talked to him?
Nothing, just looked at me, you know?
Oh, I can just see it.
Now I am leaving the table.
Oh, sit down. We're all adults here.
We are?
Yeah, believe it or not, kids, this is adult life.
Well, everyone else has 3 bank accounts and a house in the country.
I don't have a house in the country.
But you will have a house in the country.
Money isn't everything, you know.
It isn't?
No, it's not.
Thank God.
Does anybody else want waffles?
True love, isn't it wonderful?
But how's the deal going with you, Barry?
It's going great.
Really?
We close it at the end of this week.
Terrific.
Did you get the price you wanted?
Better than we wanted.
Sure must be wonderful being with someone who deals in zillions all day.
Parts of zillions anyways.
Part of a zillion goes a long way.
Hang out with somebody in high finance for a while, Hazel. That'll show you how little you know about the world.
So how come they call this place 7 menus? I only see 1 menu here.
It's part of the place's mystique.
Hegel wrestled with that question for years.
So did Kierkegaard.
Hegel what?
Hasn't Ruth brought you in here before, Barry?
No, but I've heard so much about the place. I feel like a regular.
We've been coming in here with Ruth for a long time.
Well, I'm sure hungry.
I'm starving.
Who's going to have what?
I feel like
I
having
want
something different.
Yeah, I just want something with some sugar.
What's good on this menu?
The other 6 menus.
So what do I do with this menu?
Order another
menu.
Huh?
Order another menu when the waiter comes. I went through this once myself, Barry.
It's an ancient routine.
You know, we had a guy come into our office this past week with a suitcase full of money.
Into your office.
Yeah, just walks in with a suitcase full of dough, marches in, opens the case, shows him to the receptionist.
Did she offer marriage?
No, she called me out there.
Did you offer marriage?
No, listen to this. It's incredible.
So he shows me all this money. Must have been $50,000, $60,000 in this briefcase.
I thought it was a suitcase.
No, it was a leather briefcase.
I thought you said suitcase.
There's a lot of difference between a briefcase and a suitcase full of money.
Several years in prison, I think.
Anyways, he wanted us to do something with all this money. Comes in off the street and just asks us to do something with all this money. He didn't even know what.
So what did you do?
Are you kidding me? Kicked his butt back out on the street.
Seems a peculiar thing to do to a person with a briefcase full of money.
Who knows where he got all that dough from? Could have been drugs, embezzlement. Who knows?
Well, I figure if somebody walks in with a briefcase or even a suitcase full of happiness, just grab it and run.
No such luck, Hazel. Money is never just money.
But isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
That settles it.
What?
A hot fudge sundae.
I'm glad you're still focusing on the essentials.
Guess it's that time, huh? I think I'll try the meatloaf.
Uh-oh.
Meatloaf alert.
What's so funny? What's everybody laughing about?
Nothing. Just don't mix the meatloaf in with the vegetables.
Why not?
Look what happened to us.
Private joke, Bear.
Paul used to use meatloaf as a sort of mating dance before they got married.
Oh.
So there's your warning, hun.
Maybe I better play it safe and go for a breast of chicken.
Well, I'm going to try the Welsh rarebit.
Hot fudge for me.
I'm going to go the whole hog and do the turkey dinner.
Actually, speaking of such things.
Turkeys?
Mating dances.
What?
Should we tell them?
You mean now?
Why not?
Wake up, Paul.
What's going on?
I think something's on the way.
You or me?
Ruth and I are going to get married.
Yeah.
Hooray!
That's terrific, you guys. That's really terrific.
Give me a kiss.
Congrats. When's the date?
We don't know yet.
I say the sooner the better.
That's so it doesn't interfere with all these deals.
Oh, hell, it's just, marriage. Run down the road in Shanghai the first JP you can find.
My mother is hysterical. Of course.
Of course. Well, I've seen this coming for minutes, months. Raise your water glasses, everybody.
My glass is dirty.
Raise it anyway. To marriage and all the rest of it.
To
Marriage. Anyway, I was thinking that after the wedding, Dawn and I could spend a week in the Cape, then a week just driving around, then a week with our parents in Florida and getting some scuba diving.
You really shaking Paul out of his usual lethargy, Dawn. He's a totally new man.
I guess I'm just an activity-oriented person by nature.
He used to be practically comatose. You came along. Paul, what happened, huh? What happened?
But you know what all that lethargy was?
What was that?
It was all that sugar. That's why Paul's always been so low energy. It was a sugar OD.
Now that I'm off sugar, I'm a dynamo.
You sure look trim.
Do I look trim?
I didn't know you could scuba dive, Paul.
Huh?
I said I didn't know you could scuba dive.
Dawn's gonna teach me.
I love scuba diving. I've been doing it since I was about 10.
Mm-hmm. So you're still using the house on the Cape?
What, me?
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, Dawn and I split it up, half a month each.
That's a fair arrangement.
Yeah, it works out okay.
That's very equitable.
It's the least she could do, you know?
I beg pardon?
Hazel, I mean, she and Paul bought the house together, 50-50, and you don't want him to just sell it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, did you guys have to come up for a day?
There's an idea.
Yeah, come up and test the water.
Get a change of air.
Or you two could come up to our place.
Do you have a house too?
They've got a real country house.
Up in the mountains.
Oh, I love the mountains.
Southern Vermont.
I love Vermont.
Do you like to ski?
She loves to ski.
I do love to ski.
Hey.
What? Something wrong?
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Must have been something I ate. Not enough sugar or something.
Maybe if you put the goddamn book down.
You know what I'm gonna have?
You don't even have to tell me.
Meatloaf and potatoes and gravy.
I knew it.
With peas.
I knew it. Every time we go out, night or day, it's always meatloaf and mashed potatoes and peas.
And then he mixes them all together on his plate, mixes the peas into potatoes and stirs it all around.
How did you know?
Womanly intuition. But hey, maybe you'll get a quarter of the house on the Cape someday.
What's she talking about?
Just a private joke.
A quarter of the house?
What do you do for a living, Dawn?
I'm a food therapist.
A food therapist?
Uh-huh. So I treat things like obesity and anorexia and, things like that.
Sounds fascinating.
I think it's a terrific way of finding out what makes people tick.
Or burp, I suppose.
You should hear some of her stories. Like this one guy who was so fat he had to have his bed reinforced just so he didn't fall through the floor.
That was due to a gland condition, though.
The guy could have ended up in China.
There was nothing the man could do about it since it was all glandular.
Incredible.
Everything is glands when you get right down to it.
Are we about ready to order?
Well,
I haven't.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have meatloaf.
They have pheasant here?
They have everything here.
Here's something. New statistics. Single women live longer than married women.
Wow.
Really?
So single women live longer than married women?
I think I just said that, but listen to this.
Oh, come on.
Come on, what?
You ought to be able to see through that.
See through what?
You're in advertising. You know how to juggle figures. You can crunch a bunch of numbers any way you want.
What else does it say?
It says that single women are also overwhelmingly happier than married women.
I didn't know that.
Happy according to who?
Happy according to themselves.
Here's a woman hauling down a huge salary who can't see through a bunch of crooked figures.
Are we going to order? Because if we're not, I've got things to do at home.
Just hold your horses, okay? Hold your horses. We'll order.
I was sitting on the bus the other day reading this book of stories and I was laughing out loud.
That book you read to me from?
Yeah, and I was laughing like so hard. And there was this guy sitting next to me, kind of an old guy. And he says, "What you reading?" And I said, "Stories."
He was probably trying to pick you up.
But listen to this. He says, "Looks like those stories are pretty funny." And I said, "Some of them were funny." And then he says, "Have you got any heart-rending ones in there?"
Huh.
Isn't that funny?
Have you got any heart-rending ones in there?
I thought it was kind of sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's business going with you, Barry?
Oh, nothing ever changes. But once in a while, you want to try something different.
We sure don't do this all the time, you know.
You want to try something new?
In fact, we've never done this before in all our lives.
New faces, new sensations. Makes for a little sauce, you know what I mean? Does your friend here want to sit and join the party, or?
You two don't have any serious social diseases, do you?
Social What
What
social?
social diseases?
Oh no, I've never had a single thing like that, but here we are talking about all this and we don't even know your names?
I'm Simon. I'm Simon.
No, he's not.
I'm Charlie.
No, he's not.
I'm the catch of the day.
I'm Phyllis, and he's Fluff.
Fluff.
Yeah, 3 Fs.
Kind of an interesting name.
Anglo-Saxon.
Is he part of our, liaison?
He's along for the ride.
So, are we gonna eat, or shall we retire for some fun?
You're gonna have to do a lot better than that. 7 menus, huh?
Yeah, you noticed the name. It's part of the place's mystique. Hegel once wrote a book about why he calls this place 7 menus.
There's no mystery about the name.
I beg your pardon?
You get a different menu depending on when you come in here.
But I've been in here all hours of the day, and it's always the same menu.
Sure, but you're different.
Huh?
You're not the same person at supper that you were at breakfast. Breakfast, munch, lunch, afternoon snack, cocktail, supper, midnight munch. These are the 7 ages of man.
Didn't your ad say that you're in advertising?
Yeah, I run an ad agency.
That must be great.
It has its moments. How's the pasticcio?
It's good, it's good. I never tried it, but everything's good here.
I always wished that I went into advertising when I had the chance.
Do we have to talk about advertising? Let's talk about your place or ours.
Barry's ex used to be in advertising.
Really?
God, she was a terrible person.
Yeah, well.
I always liked her, actually.
Barry's ex?
Yeah, I thought she was terrific.
Do you know her?
Warm, vulnerable, lemon-flavored, static-free. I still miss the wish, to tell you the truth.
What are you? I mean, what do you do for a living?
I don't do anything. I live off of her.
Nice work if you can get it.
But he also knows the true meaning of tenderness.
I'm in the middle of a career change myself.
He got fired.
I used to be in high finance, but lately I've been thinking I might go into food services.
Food services.
Yeah.
Anyway, how did you...
Food services is a very, very, very interesting field.
But how did you get to run
Dawn here is in food therapy. I was thinking she and I could team up. I could cater the food and she could provide the therapy after.
Brilliant.
Just stay away from high finance. That's my advice.
Oh, Barry.
You get into some weird deals and you're gone, buddy.
Are we gonna order now?
You know, one time a guy came into our office with a couple of $100,000 in a briefcase.
Come on, Bear.
What, come on?
Not that story.
What story?
He tells me this story all the time about this guy who came in with some money in a briefcase.
A suitcase.
Okay, a suitcase.
So what happened?
Nothing happened. It's not important.
No, really, what happened?
Nothing happened. We kicked the guy out. End of story.
But that's not the end of the story, because I marched in there and I put my hands on his desk and I said, advertising is about making choices.
10 points.
Was I not a food therapist? Did I not design diets for people? And what are diets all about?
Making the right choices.
So who's the best person for this account?
You are.
And he gave it to me right on the spot.
And she lived happily ever after.
You never should have left the agency, Phil.
Oh no.
Just think what you could be doing now.
I'm very happy as a housewife. Thank you.
Nobody's happy as a housewife.
I have found my counter-revolutionary niche, roasting meat on a spit for a man who always comes home.
I thought that I'd found my niche, and God, was I wrong. Do you know, I ran into one of my old clients in the street the other day, and I couldn't even remember his name. God, I was so embarrassed. Sometimes I wonder how I could stand spending 8 and 10 hours a day with those people.
I ran into an old boyfriend last week, and I couldn't remember his name.
A client, I can believe, but a boyfriend?
Well, like I say, men are long and short in all too many cases. Not all men, though. I'm talking about you, Jack.
Oh, sorry.
What she was saying was she'd found her perfect niche with you.
Yeah, well, if you've got a niche, scratch it. Sorry.
Oh, just Jack being funny.
But what about your big deal?
The what?
The deal out west. Did you close on it?
Oh, yeah, we closed on it.
So now you can pay off the house on the vineyard and you'll be set for life.
I guess.
Are you okay?
Jack?
Huh?
What happened? You know?
What did you say?
Oh, nothing. Just something stupid Barry picked up from his ex.
His ex?
Ruth, the dragon lady.
I saw Barry the other day.
Oh yeah? What did he have to say for himself?
Nothing much.
I'll bet. Does he have a job yet?
I don't think so. He asked me how you were, though.
I hope you gave him hell.
I said you were fine.
Jerk.
Jack, what's the matter?
Nothing, just nothing.
You want to go home?
No, let's stay. Let's order something.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's chow up or chow down or chow in some direction.
You don't have a headache, do you?
Nope, no.
Anybody know what Joyo de la Chasse is?
Joy of the chase?
Crown of the chase. Wild fowl stuffed with venison.
How did you know that?
I don't know. Doesn't everyone know that?
I didn't know that.
I guess he must have had it with some other woman, Phil.
I guess so.
That is a great wife you got there, you know?
I know.
Don't you ever lose her, mister.
I wasn't planning on it.
That girl is solid gold.
Maybe I'd better leave the table.
Sit down. We're all adults here.
We are?
I saw Jack today.
Oh yeah, how is he?
Maybe you should give him a call.
Oh no, I think I'm past Jack, thank you. Past Jack, past Andrew, past Daniel, past Frederick, past Theodore, past Francisco.
But are you past waiters? That one over there is kind of cute.
Oh, come on.
We could order up a little meatloaf.
I think I'm past picking up strange waiters in restaurants.
I don't know. That one doesn't look so strange to me.
Don't you ever give up?
Nope.
You know, I honestly don't know what I'd do without you. Later.
Wow, what a great way to end an amazing saga. I want to thank everyone who has watched from the first show to the last. Let's give a round of applause to our cast. Come out, guys. Woo! Come out, guys. I want to thank Mr. Gongora for giving us technical support for live streams, Miss Arbor for your endless love and support, and finally, a big thank you to Miss Rebecca, as she has done so much for this major this year, and all of the students has felt your love and support you have gave to this project. So thank you so much. If you want to see more news and catch up with the High Tech Drama Department, please follow us on Instagram at High Tech Drama. Again, it's just High Tech Drama. Stay safe, wash your hands, and have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.